In a world more connected than ever, why do so many men feel utterly alone? This dilemma confronts our society today, a world where physical distance has been eradicated by technology, but emotional seems to widen. It's a silent pandemic, an unseen enemy striking within the most populated of cities and the quietest of homes. Amidst the flashing screens and ceaseless notifications, a surprising number of men are grappling silently with a profound sense of isolation. The problem is far from insignificant, with an ever-increasing number of men struggling to form meaningful connections in an era characterized by superficial interactions. The days are filled with silent battles and the nights echoing with unvoiced fears. It's a crisis that's largely invisible, hidden beneath the veneer of societal expectations and masculine stereotypes. The issue of male loneliness is not just a personal tragedy, but a broader societal concern. It's a matter that affects families, communities, and the very fabric of society. The stigma surrounding this crisis only exacerbates the issue, deepening the chasm between understanding and suffering. It's a problem we can no longer afford to ignore, a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Today we're shedding light on the male loneliness epidemic, a silent crisis affecting millions worldwide. Loneliness, a complex emotional response, manifests differently in everyone, particularly in men. This pervasive emotion, steeped in the human psyche, resonates uniquely in each individual's mind. It is an intricate web, a paradox of isolation amidst a throng of people. Loneliness, a silent ballad, conducts an intricate symphony with a distinct melody to each person's soul. Men, too, are part of this orchestra, their emotions echoing the poignant strains of solitude. Yet the issue is not merely one of physical solitude. It delves into the realm of emotional disconnection, where one can feel alone in a bustling crowd. There, amidst the sea of faces, the individual can feel a profound separateness that's jarring and disconcerting. This is the essence of loneliness, the feeling of being an island in a teeming ocean of humanity. The roots of this emotional isolation often lie in societal norms and expectations. Men are frequently conditioned to be stoic, to mask their emotions and shoulder their burdens in solitude. Societal conditioning can foster an environment wherein men find it challenging to reach out and foster connections, thereby exacerbating their sense of loneliness. Adding to this are psychological influences. The impact of stress, anxiety, and depression can't be undermined. These states of mind often act as barriers, hindering the establishment of meaningful connections. The shadows of these affective disorders cast a long pall, obscuring the path to social interaction and kinship. Understanding the roots of male loneliness is the first step to addressing this crisis. Let's peel back the layers of this intricate emotion, delve into its depths, and an insightful dialogue that goes beyond surface-level discussions. Let's begin a conversation that truly matters. The effects of loneliness extend far beyond feelings of isolation. In fact, it can have consequential repercussions on our well-being, both mentally and physically. Loneliness does not simply linger in the corners of our mind, it physically wears us down as well. Studies provide significant evidence that chronic loneliness can lead to a heightened risk of heart disease, hypertension, and stroke. It poses a health risk equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes daily. Just consider that for a moment. However, it's not just our physical health that's at risk. Loneliness can also pave the way for severe mental health disorders like depression, anxiety, and potentially suicide. When we experience feelings of isolation, our brain essentially switches on its alarm system. This continuous state of alertness can give rise to a broad range of mental health issues. Moreover, we must not overlook the emotional devastation that loneliness can cause. It can instill feelings of emptiness and insignificance within us. It can detrimentally affect our self-esteem, making us feel as though we are detached from the rest of the world. Lastly, the repercussions of chronic loneliness are incredibly severe. Hence, it's been recognized as a public health issue that warrants serious attention. The impacts of long-term loneliness are profound, making it a public health issue that we cannot ignore. One of the biggest barriers to overcoming loneliness is the stigma attached to it. Loneliness, particularly in males, is frequently viewed as an emblem of frailty. This societal outlook can incite a destructive cycle of reticence and seclusion. It's time to shift this discourse, to concede that experiencing loneliness isn't a sign of weakness. It's a normal part of human nature. Contemplate the strength of a single dialogue, the latent of a collective experience. Men from diverse backgrounds and cultures are mustering up the courage to step forward. to unveil their narratives, their battles against loneliness. These aren't stories of surrender but of bravery. They are sagas of grit, of resilience, of undying hope. They are accounts of men not giving up in the face of pain and isolation. Every conversation holds, every shared story chips away at the staggering barrier of stigma that stands tall. The sharing of these experiences, these silent battles, these heart-wrenching stories, helps to dissolve the walls of silence built by years of societal expectations and stereotypes. The hope is to create a world where loneliness is not seen as a defect but as a feeling that can be shared, understood, and coped with collectively. This change begins with a conversation that validates feelings, breeds empathy, and fosters understanding. We need to listen, to understand, to empathize. So let's initiate the dialogue, let's lend an ear, let's comprehend. Create a ripple that turns into a wave, breaking down the barriers and ending the silence. By sharing our experiences, we can start breaking down the walls of silence surrounding male loneliness. Overcoming loneliness is not a journey one should walk alone. This is a universal truth that needs to be echoed until it finds resonance in every heart feeling alone. The essence of overcoming loneliness lies in crafting connections, constructing bridges that link the isolated with the world outside. It's important to understand the value of professional help, counseling, and therapy when the weight of solitude becomes, they are trained to guide you through these murky waters. Furthermore, engaging with communities that align with your passions and interests be uplifting. It provides a sense of belonging and opens up avenues of interaction, helping to break down walls of isolation. A conscious effort to nurture existing relationships is also vital. This could mean catching up with an old friend, spending quality time with family, or simply picking up the phone and having a conversation. There exists a plethora of organizations and online platforms that offer support and promote connection. Some notable examples include Sheds, Talk Life, and more. These platforms function as safe havens where experiences can be shared, empathy can be found, and companionship can be fostered. They serve as reminders that you are not adrift, but anchored in a community that cares. The key takeaway here is to reach out when loneliness engulfs you. In this shared human experience, offer your support to the men in your life, reminding them and yourself that no one is destined to walk this path alone. Reach out if you're feeling lonely, and remember to support the men in your life. You are not alone.